Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a special page honoring my friend Mel Walkden, or as you may know her on YouTube, Mel W. Scrapping. And she is celebrating reaching her 500 subbies milestone. And if you haven't watched and subscribed to her channel, you really should do it. She's just the sweetest, most wonderful lady with some really great ideas, especially on the mixed media side, and she makes some really lovely pages. So I'm going to scrap lift one of her pages. This is one that she did for Mixed Media Mayhem. I think it was back in February. And what struck me was that I had ordered some of the Vicki Boutin black foundations paper, and this was a black background, and she used oxide inks, which really kind of leave a nice pigmentation on the top and really show up. She's got lots of tiny embellishments, a couple of banners, and a photo cluster. So I love the page. She's used all the colors, but her background is primarily like aqua and teal. So mine's going to be purple. I've got a few shades of purple Distress Oxide here. I'm going to try, I just tried the shaded lilac to see if it looked purple, and it doesn't really, it kind of doesn't look much different from white. So I'm going to try this purple, and I tell you what, let me switch applicators. I'm going to pull a purple applicate. Gosh, it looks like it's been corrupted with a couple other colors, and I may be sorry I'm doing this, but okay, that really looks a lot more vivid, and I'm going to put these, Mel did not use a stencil. It looked like she used the packaging technique, and I forget from the video what exactly it was that she did, but I'm using the stencil because I kind of want to spread the color around in ways, I don't know, it kind of evenly across the page without doing anything terribly wet. And I'm a little bit rushed because I made another video and it appears to be corrupted, and I didn't want to just put the page out without a video. I will someday, but for the hop, I really wanted to have a good video. So I'm hoping this one, I'm having to check it to make sure, and I'm gonna be sorry that I used this on here. So let me use this one. This one has been used for gray inks. I'm gonna kind of fill in the ones that haven't been filled in, and I may accidentally overlap a few that have, and I'm going to be a little bit kind of more random about these and not necessarily try to fill in and maybe kind of accidentally on purpose overlap on one of the previously colored ones. And like I said, I don't have to fill them all in, but I kind of want to get something going as an anchor for that. Not only will this kind of give me a full background across there that's a little bit different from Mel's, it will also kind of give me some anchor points for some of the small embellishments. It'll help me with my spacing, and that's always good at this hour of the night. So let me, and the photo is of me sleeping and my cat curled up next to me, and the kitty's name is Scout, and it's a photo that my husband took when I didn't realize it because, you know, as the photo will show, I was asleep. I'm wearing a purple shirt, which is where the color scheme came from. And it also happens to be a challenge, an International Scrapbooking Day challenge over at Spiegelmom Scraps. And I'm going to use some purple sequins on here too. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is splatters. And I'm using shimmer spray, crushed grape. It's Diane Reevely Dilutions. And I like using water-based inks on the Distress Oxides or Distress inks because you get the water reactivity and it really has a cool effect. Now this is the shimmer spray, so it has shimmer, and the shimmer actually shows up better if you go over it with the paper towel. And this paper towel is getting really pretty here. Now I'm going to use Dina Wakley's gloss spray in Eggplant, which will be a different looking splatter and a different color of purple, which is what I'm going for, kind of. And there's no reason to dry that. It's not shimmery. I've got right here, this says it's Dilutions white ink, but when I long ago ran out of white ink, and what I do is I mix gesso and water for my white splatters, and it's kind of being temperamental. I used it on the other page, which is why it opens. Okay, I really love the white, and it stays a really nice opaque white because it's gesso. There's a little bit of acrylic paint in there too. I just keep kind of adding stuff and water to it. I use distilled water because it lasts a long time, and I know that I'm not going to empty it and clean out the bottle, and that kind of keeps it from getting smelly, like some products out there really get smelly, and I think it's because they're not manufactured with distilled water. Okay, so I've got that. I am gonna go over that with this. Lightly, but enough to pick up any really wet, juicy spots. Okay, so there's my background. And it kind of goes, I altered this picture a long time ago, and I really like, it's with the Waterlog app, and this is the technical filter, I think it's called. It might be Let's Get Technical or Get Technical or something like that, but I'm just going to kind of put that right there. And just the way that it altered the background there, you can see the telephone on the nightstand, but I love how we had been swimming in the morning, and then we came in and did some painting. We were painting some walls, and I was just absolutely worn out. So I'm lying there on the bed, and Scout must have jumped up and kind of nested himself in my hair. I had pulled my hair out of a ponytail and kind of spread it out so that it would dry. It was still wet from being in the pool. So that's enough of the story, I'm sure. And I'm going to do the banners that Mel has in hers, and I'll do a little embellishing on those in a minute. I'm going to do a floral cluster. I fussy cut this flower, and it has some yellows and greens in it, which I thought might make, might look nice with the purple, kind of contrast nicely with it. So I'm going to put a fairly thick foam on the part of it that's going to stick out. This will raise those petals. And then I have a sticker sheet. This, what I'm using for the purple matting here and these guys, what I'm using there is a color study from the project pad, where you get some extra kind of solids that are not in the other, is not available in open stock and not available in other collection packs. And in that project pack, there's this sticker sheet. So I'm going to pull up this black and white butterfly, and I'm going to put it on foam. And I'm going to put the foam, the little skinny things, kind of on the wings as well. Because I want them to kind of stay up. First, I probably ought to do what I'm going to use for my title, which is a very contrasting sticker that says Life Captured, and I'm going to use it right here. And let me get some foam. These are very thin stickers, it's thin cardstock, or paper actually, I guess. And I need to reinforce it with foam that is approximately the same width. So I don't want to use real skinny foam. Also don't want to use it too long, and it kind of placed itself on there, so it may show, and because it's so thin, I may not be able to pull it apart. And if I do, I may not be able to place it any differently. Yeah, that seems to have worked. Okay. I'm gonna go here, and that's just kind of I will add some journaling in white ink that explains kind of how the day went, and let's see, where did Mel put her butterfly? Her butterfly is kind of over here where I'm going to have my florals. Let me overlay another floral, a couple of them. Let's see. I may work that butterfly in there with the florals if I feel I was going to do that. On a fairly big foam platform. And what I may do, I kind of like this one overlapping that. I may tuck this one underneath it and have it kind of coming out this way. Okay, and then my butterfly can go maybe right there. And I'll maybe have it have one wing up on let me see how this works. Do I want it here? I really don't want to cover, I really love this flower, and I don't want to cover it at all. So I'm going to do that. Okay, and that works. Let me get I forgot to take the backing off that. What I should have done was take the backing off that and left it on the wings. Okay, so I'll do that. Now, I have this little label. It's cut from a BrambleFox paper snips, and I'm gonna let it that color kind of matches the filtered color of this. This was actually a much more vivid color in person, but I've picked some kitty cat embellishments and some stars and hearts from a couple of BrambleFox collections, and I'm going to arrange them, let's say like so, and a pink fish and the word purr, or just one of those. I think I'm going to use the word purr, and I'll maybe use the fish someplace else. And up here, I will use this and the pink meow, and I'll use the kitty cat maybe right there. Or right here. Let's do it right here. It shows up so nicely on that black background. Okay, and I have this little fish that I'm going to put maybe in a Maybe that's what I'll put there. Actually, I'm going to change that and use one of the ones that have the, where the bones have been, the meat's been chewed off the bones. I think that's what I thought I was grabbing, and then I noticed it, forgot to change it, and in the end, I don't want to use it. So I'm hoping that that glue stays wet enough that I can just put this on here like so, and it'll stick. Okay, that works. Now, I'm going to put all that stuff aside, and I'm going to go crazy with bling. I know I need to put the, I need to glue some of those guys. And I'm going to show you how I'm doing this, where, you know, I'm kind of anchoring it. And this bling is carrying a lot of the adhesive with it. It's going to be kind of a pain. So I may have to work on that. And I prefer to do that off camera. But you'll see, you'll get the idea of where I'm headed with it. Just I'm placing it at kind of, and I know round or these shapes don't have corners, but you'll understand what I mean when I say that I'm putting it in a corner, kind of. This is going to be a pain. I may go find some other bling that doesn't have that issue. Oops, I don't want to do that. I've already got some on here. So I'll put more bling on there, whether it's from here or some other pack of bling. And I know I have some more purple bling somewhere. And it may not be important when I get the sequins on. I'm going to have that kind of overlapping over top, and I'll have this one overlapping on the bottom, and the purr kind of tucked in by them, fully inside the bounds of that. And I'm going to follow that same pattern up here, and it kind of makes for a more balanced embellishment. I'm not doing my normal crowded embellishment style. So when I go a little more minimalist like this, I pay a little bit more attention to spacing and balance and design and all that good stuff. I'm going to take some of these stars, and here I'll be introducing some different colors, repeating that color pink that I've used already, and the idea was to create something that looks like a dream world, because I might be dreaming. So that's kind of the idea here. I'm going to use some little hearts too, and where I use one heart, I'm going to use two, and I'll do that up here, and a pink one with it. I'll use a green star here. It kind of picks up on the green that's there. I picked that title because it's, you know, it's kind of appropriate to this sort of everyday, not exactly a special occasion kind of photo. Oops, I don't want that one turned that way. I need it to be at a different angle. And let's see, I'm gonna do that. And then now I think I'm going to just put some dots on here. I'm gonna confuse the dots with white splatters, unless I do them one at a time. And so I will do that. Whoops. And that's going to happen at least a few more times. There we go. And I may, well, you know what I think I'm going to do is do a lot of this off camera as well. And I'll do 2 here. You'll get the idea. I'll do more of these until I feel like it's balanced. I'm not going to overdo it. I really like the balance that Mel achieved on her page, where the embellishments, she had a lot of hearts out in the night sky that she created, and it was a very pleasing arrangement. So I want to emulate that. And this mix is called Mermaid Fins, and there's a fair amount of purple in here, but there's also a lot of teal, and I'm not necessarily, I've included a teal there. I'm not gonna put a lot of those because I'm going more for purple. And I've got a little one right here. I really like how some of these blobs, I call this stencil my blob stencil, and I use it a lot. I like how some of them are shaded. They kind of look like, you know, heavenly bodies there. You know, I'm really thinking that it's kind of got enough now. I'll put something here. I kind of am trying to work a little bit in triangles in some areas. I'm not really being a stickler about that. I think with the splatters, these little small embellishments, I don't need them so much. So I think I'm going to put the sequins away. And I'm not going to do any more of that kind of bling. I think I might just call it done. Let me see if I have any. There are some small stickers on that sticker sheet that I could put flat on the page. Let me tear the sticker sheet out, pull it up here. There is a tiny black and white flower that maybe could go like there. There's a little bit bigger black and white flower that maybe could go. There aren't, see, I've got the flowers over here next to this banner, but I don't really have anything up here. I could actually maybe slide it under that heart. That's okay. I wish, let me try something. Let's see if I can lift that up and move this over to be under it more. There we go. That kind of makes it look like it's part of the cluster, and it makes this banner look a little different from this one. There are some there's some hearts that are in these colors, and I've kind of included those colors in there. So I might put those around. There's some solid color ones that I think I won't include. I think I'll put this one maybe right there. And then this one, I'll put here. Okay. And then there are some really vivid gold bits that just add so much. This, whatever the finish is on this, if Vicki Boutin made all of her stickers that color gold and that finish of gold for the rest of eternity, that would be okay with me. Probably not okay with her, but. And I'll do one right there near the butterfly. And I think I'm going to call it quits. And I'm going to take this opportunity to congratulate Mel on her 500 subbies. And I invite you, there's a whole long list of people who are rushing to congratulate Mel and to celebrate her her milestone. She is just a joy out in the Scrappy universe. I'll put that there as though the cat's dreaming of it. She's like often the first to comment on my videos, and I just love her. She always writes detailed comments about what it is she likes, and I just find her a joy. She is a great member of the community, and that's why there are so many people who are happy to help celebrate with her. So I would ask that you check out Mel's channel, Mel W Scrapping, and her channel will be listed in the list that's in my description box. And there are so many people on both YouTube and Instagram whose videos that you can enjoy this lovely weekend. And I ask that you leave them some love and congratulate Mel and join in the party. I'm sure she would appreciate it, and she's worth every extra minute that you take. So thank you, Mel, for inviting me to join this party, and congratulations, well deserved. And I hope you have a wonderful, I hope you have an amazing time getting to your next milestone. Bye.